Bye, Hotpot. Got to say bye bye to Hotpot today. Bye bye, Hotpot. The owner is gonna come pick her up today. So we have to say bye bye. Bye bye. Yeah. Okay, she's so cute. Baby. Okay, we are now recording. Oh my goodness. I realized that when you're recording, the GoPro actually doesn't charge. So I have it powered up with the power bank and all, but while it's recording, it doesn't seem like it's charging. So maybe we'll cut short this episode into many chunks so that I can get the charge going. I have only 1% on it, and last time when I did this with only 1%, it didn't finish the recording. I was only able to get about 6 minutes of it. But that's okay. Maybe today I can speak extra succinctly, and that would do very well for me practicing my what do you say, speaking skills? Yeah, I think speaking skills is the proper way to put it. So yeah, I think you will see me posting Hotpot first. She's heading home today. That's very unfortunate. She's a very cute tabby cat that our friend asked us to help her sit because she was heading off somewhere for a month or so, and so we had her for a month. It's very cute. It likes to come sit on your lap when you do work and stuff, and I think I'm gonna miss her. Yeah, more than I miss Oracle, the other cat that comes around to our house. Both cats are in the house right now. Oracle's always trying to get close to Hotpot, and then Hotpot just says no. They're opposite gender too, so it's kind of funny. But one is like a old cat and one is a young cat. So Oracle's the young he cat, and then Hotpot is the older she cat. Well, today I had a very good rest, and it was interesting because after I finally woke up and everything, I felt a bit more, I don't know, I feel it's energetic is not the right word. I did feel a small urge to go do some push-ups and sit-ups. Recently the weather hasn't been very nice and permitting me to go outside and run, but well, it's not like it's not permissive, it's more just it's not encouraging, it's discouraging rather, puts off the wanting to run spirit. Anyway, I did feel like I wanted to go stretch, to go do some push-ups and stuff, but then after a while I kind of forgot, so I didn't in the end. But maybe I'll do that when I go shower, before I go shower tonight. Yes, I think that might be very good. So yeah, I didn't want to say energetic. I think the maybe slightly better word is just not lethargic either. Lethargic is the opposite way, but maybe I wanted an antonym of that. But just maybe even more conservatively, I think maybe I just want to say optimistic about things, and you know, open-minded about things. I don't know. I know it's almost like it almost has no relation to just feeling energetic, but that's also what I wanted to be able to describe. It wasn't just about the energy. It was kind of like things were okay. I didn't really think that, you know, things were not possible, you know. So yeah, and then yeah, so then I sat down, wrote in my journal about it, and then after that started to look at some research stuff, and then now I'm learning about in research, finally get down to it, and then I started to relearn another paper that I was reading about some H-infinity controller. It's very crazy because it had like all sort of terminology like, oh, it's cost, guaranteed cost and blah blah, and so I finally was able to sort of read through it without really feeling sleepy about it, and then that made me understand what exactly this cost guarantee was. However, right now I can't figure out like what it is trying to guarantee, like what the cost function is trying to model. It has like the very familiar Q and R matrices that are supposed to be positive semi-definite. I've seen those in like optimal control stuff, and then to me it feels like the cost is talking about how large the states are and how large the control efforts are. I think that's what it is. So the larger the control efforts, the larger the cost, basically. But then they also have the states in there, so I wonder maybe it was like an error state or something like that. So there was a bunch of math stuff I skipped over because it wasn't the interesting portions for me. And maybe it's in there, buried in there somewhere, that talks about the cost function, but we'll see. We'll see about that. Today I'm actually picking up my other sister also. Not the same sister I usually pick up, but they work around the same workplace, so well, around the same area. Their workplaces are around the same area, so very normal route. I think I'm gonna cut the video here, and then next up I hope to talk a little bit about the Arena of Valor NA Glory Academy League, and also my efforts to do some marketing. Alright, we'll leave it at that. Hopefully I'll get back to you with the next segment. Alright, I am back. I was just listening to the news just now as I waited for the GoPro to charge up a little bit. And it was interesting because there was a territory, Nunavut in Canada, that was asked like why the new masking rules are not made mandatory, and then his response, the mayor or someone, their response was basically like, oh well, a lot of percentage is there already wearing masks without the mandatory rules, and it is not worth it to put in the effort to make sure the last final percentage does that also. I think that's interesting because yeah, sometimes that small percentage, and you gotta look at the big picture, and maybe there are other more pressing matters for you to do rather than just spend all your resources on one thing when it's already good enough. I think that often slips my mind, so that's interesting for me. Alright, so back to AOV now. Yeah, so tomorrow's the Academy League. I got some feedback from one of my players about the formats that they like to see. He's more of a beginner. He's more of a beginner, and he actually wants to just play the 5v5s and wants to be involved in the tournament bracket. I think it's way too early to do that for him, but you know, maybe in terms of the 5-on-5, yeah, it's fine. But then when, you know, I think micro, macro are both very important things for you to get in those game modes, and so I don't know. Micro is very difficult to teach just simply in a 5-on-5 situation. So I think right now I'm just wondering how I should do that. And then I'm also thinking, like, it's interesting because the Academy League is turning back towards basically what I started out with, but with a little bit more educational content. You know, way back I started out by streaming, just having fun and hanging out and being a positive guy on stream about AOV and being very passionate about it. And then Academy League has kind of taken a spin of where I kind of want to put a little bit more educational content in a formalized way. However, now I'm reverting back to thinking, oh well, maybe we don't have to be so formalized. Maybe it wasn't working last time or something like that. So I wanted to try this week for a little while. I was thinking about just doing like casual kind of matches, and then I would just help them and jump in and just play with people, and then really break down the divisions into into the master players and the not master players and stuff, and do that instead. But yeah, now I'm having second thoughts about it. Not particularly certain what I will do with that actually. In terms of the Premier League, I tried a bunch of stuff to get the marketing going, and I think that's a huge part of where I was saying that with the sleep I got, I felt quite optimistic about it and just very I want to say very willing to just get down and do something, take action instead of just going, that's not gonna work and stuff like that. So what I ended up doing was I changed up my Shaper account, and actually just my real personal one, my Shaper account, to say that, hey, you know what, I'm hosting a tournament community and I want marketing help, that kind of thing. And I changed that all up to just do that. And then, so that was my Shaper account. I posted on Twitter, I posted on Facebook, I posted here and there. I just added a whole bunch of random Facebook friends too, using my game account one. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, but it does certainly feels like as if I've taken some other kind of action. So I am quite interested in how it's going to turn out. Oh, she's here. All right, cool.